gotta see my family by punching him in the face, and ain't no problem. What he gonna do? Give me a black eye? What he gonna do? Give me a bloody nose? What he gonna do? Break a rib? Make me cry? Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Yeah. Stop you, man.
Oh my.
You don't want that smoke.
Bro, I'm the nigga that want all the smoke.
Jaron,
I'm the one who want all the smoke. I'm the one that want all the smoke. There ain't another brother like this. There ain't another brother like this.
You don't want that, right?
Another brother like this. Y'all bitch thinking I'm a bitch. Y'all don't recognize real when you see real, then you a bitch.
You're the bitch.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I gotta see my family by punching him in the face, and ain't no problem. What he gonna do? Give me a black eye? What he gonna do? Give me a bloody nose? What he gonna do? Break a rib? Make me cry? Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Yeah. Stop you, man.
Oh my.
You don't want that smoke.
Bro, I'm the nigga that want all the smoke.
Jaron,
I'm the one who want all the smoke. I'm the one that want all the smoke. There ain't another brother like this. There ain't another brother like this.
You don't want that, right?
Another brother like this. Y'all bitch thinking I'm a bitch. Y'all don't recognize real when you see real, then you a bitch.
What it do, what it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. And yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. Keef, double E with the F. You must fight Jaron Ennis next or retire. I know it sounds harsh, and I just want to make something very clear. I was a huge fan of Keef Thurman. When he fought Sean, when he fought Danny, when he was, I was a huge fan. Huge fan of One Time, when he was One Time. Devastating power in both hands, great footwork. He was a great fighter to me. But somewhere along the way, like, as much as I am a fan of you, or was a fan of you, I almost felt bad for you. The way, I was looking, because that was at the Spence and Crawford fight. They was on you about Boots, bro. They was on you. But when I think about it, I can't feel bad for you, bro. I can't feel bad for you because you done it to yourself, bro. I know you had a few hand injuries, and I know that shit lasted 3 or 4 years or some shit. But, bro, somewhere along in between them hand injuries, you should have fought Earl Spence, bro, and everybody know it. Everybody know it, bro. And he punked you when y'all was on stage that time. I remember, and he looked at you and said, I'm gonna beat your ass. I remember that shit, bro. I just remember you wasn't as aggressive with Earl Spence, bro. You had every reason not to fight him. I remember, bro, every interview. You just wouldn't say, I'm gonna fight Spence. I'm gonna fight him. You didn't want him, bro. You didn't want that smoke. Everybody know it. You lost a lot of fans. Keef Thurman was a bigger star than Spence. Spence became a bigger star from Lamont Peterson to especially the Mikey Garcia fight when he fought at the Cowboy Stadium. He somewhere along that lines, he surpassed Keef Thurman. And Spence became the guy at PBC. But before Spence, it was Keef Thurman. So you lost a lot of fans, bro, because everybody know Spence was the fight and he was aggressively calling you out. And you wouldn't give him a shot. And yeah, true enough, when you was coming up, you wanted the Floyd fight and Floyd wouldn't give it to you. It just seemed to be this cycle of black fighters just don't want to pass the torch to another black fighter. They're just from Floyd to Keef Thurman didn't want to do it with Spence. And but the difference is Spencer passed the torch. Spencer passed the torch. He one of them kind of fighters. And I think Bud will too. It's just at this point, Boots, you just climbing a little too goddamn high calling for Spence and Crawford right now. It's just not. And plus, they got unfinished business. So while all this shit is going on, bro, the welterweight division is very stacked. It's very, everybody kind of busy right now. Ugas is who we thought was fighting Keef Thurman. Ugas is fighting Barrios, which I have no problem with that fight. Barrios is one of the very few Mexican fighters that I'm a fan of. I fucks with Barrios because he a real fighter. But yeah, you got them fighting. I don't know about Stanionis. Stanionis, I don't think he got an opponent ever since Virgil pulled out. But in my opinion, the next fight for you, bro, is Boots because, and I think it should be on the undercard of Spence and Crawford rematch. I think it should be the co-main. But even though I just know Espinosa and Al, you know, y'all done made all that money, but you motherfuckers still too cheap to put on a stacked card. Y'all not stacking cards. I just noticed that. Wherever there's a main event fighter, bro, the card gonna be full of shit. So, you know, but that's what I think. I think y'all should be the co-main. And I think that would be that's the fight for you to really make a statement. If you really saying you want all the smoke and you really saying one time is back, bro, you got to prove it against a youngster. You got to prove that shit against Boots. You got to prove that shit against Boots, bro. I'm telling you. That could be your claim to fame. If you was to stop and dethrone Boots early in his career like this, when you even got Floyd talking about Boots. Everybody's talking about the talent of Boots. And for you to beat him, bro, it'll put you right in a position to fight Spencer Crawford at 154 though. But that's what I think you need to do. That's what I think you need to do. And I think you could win. I think you could win. Me personally, I definitely favor Boots to win because Boots mean. I think that's the key factor, and the body work and just the combinations. I just think he gonna clip you. But Keith Thurman can fuck up Boots. Keith Thurman can really catch Boots with some hard shit. And Keith Thurman got power in both hands. His power ain't went nowhere. But I just think the movement would bother Boots. The movement, and he got a high ring IQ. He a live dog in this fight. I just think Boots gonna get to him. But whether I think Boots gonna win or Keith Thurman gonna win, bro, this is a fight to me that must happen. And at this point in your career, bro, fighting Ugas wasn't gonna do nothing for you no way because he was coming off his eye being fucked up. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. I know what you're doing. You think you slick. For one, Keef is waiting on the payday. That's for sure. That 10 mil from that Pacquiao fight, about 4 years ago? Yeah, that shit done kind of, all them trips and them houses you about. But anyway, Keith really want that Spence fight in like December, January. That's what he want. And Keith will go to the Cowboy Stadium to fight Spence. Because at this point, you're desperate, bro. We're going to call it like you're desperate. You desperate. I'm not going to say you hungry. You are desperate. You're a good fighter, bro, but you desperate as shit. And yeah, and you know, fighting Spence, you gonna get a big bag. It's pay-per-view. You gonna get a big bag, bro. But at this point, and I want to give it to you. Right now they trying to convince Spence, listen, before you fight Bud in the rematch, just fight Keith. Because they always favor Keith over Earl. And that's a fact. And he got the Pacquiao fight first. They always favor Keith Thurman over Earl. And they still favor Keith Thurman over Earl. And PBC and Showtime, they want that fight. That's a guarantee. It's just, I don't think Spence going to take it. Spence don't do no tune-ups. And so I think he want to go right back into the rematch. That's where it's going to backfire on you, bro. I don't think Spence going to take a tune-up. I think he going to go right back into the smoke. So with him going right back into the smoke, bro, there's nothing left for you but Boots. And I don't really care for the Boots versus Stanionis is cool, but I just think Boots gonna be too much for him. Stanionis, he good, he's strong, but he's not very versatile, bro. He's straight up and down. Keith Thurman is versatile. Keith Thurman can box, bang, good footwork. He got speed, power. You are the fighter to test Boots, and also maybe he can spark that fire because something gonna have to spark when you in the ring with Boots. He gonna make some shit spark or you gonna fold. Boots is one of them kind of fighters because he coming at you from the first round. He don't do no fill out rounds. That's one thing I noticed about Boots. Never does the fill from the first round. He coming out throwing hard shots. He throwing the hard jab, but he also throwing hard shots. So you gonna have to fight. You gonna have to that hunger gonna have to kick in, but that could help you as a fighter. So, in my opinion, I think this should be your next fight. I hope it happened. I hope the fans demand it. But yeah, Keith Thurman versus Boots on the co-main, which and like I said, they might not do that, but let them do it a month before the rematch on pay-per-view. On pay-per-view, that's a pay-per-view fight. But yeah, this is 903 Boxing. I am your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.